quickest and easiest way to log onto your Blackboard page is to go to the Farmingdale website, followed by the My FSC portal page in the top right corner. When logging in, you are going to be presented with the screen. You're going to use the same login information that you use when you log on to your Farmingdale email. If you don't know what that email is, follow one of our other videos for more information on that. Type in your password, and you are logged in, ready to go. Once you are brought to this portal page, you'll notice in the top left corner there's a lot of important information, but for the purposes of this video we will focus on Blackboard Learn. Blackboard Learn is the predominantly used site in which most of your classes are going to be held this semester, whether it be through Zoom, Blackboard Collaborate, Google Meets, anything like that. It will all pipe through Blackboard. So yes, we agree. Now, this is a student's page that we are looking at that has been here for several semesters, so you'll notice there's a lot of classes. For the purposes of your page, it might look like just 5 or 6 classes. I always recommend, as you go along, clicking on one of these cog wheels here and turning this into group by term does make things look a little bit nicer when it comes time to make your when you have additional classes. So here are all the classes that you'll be taking for the fall 2020, and that is where your information is. When you click on one of these pages, you will then be brought to what is the page for the class itself. Now, it is important to note that every professor will set up these pages differently. Some professors might not have yet put up all of their information yet, such as this, but some of them definitely. So if we go in for this example, we click on this class here, and you'll see it looks very different from before. When it comes to viewing all of the important information, you will know that it is usually housed right here or in the My Announcements tab. My Announcements is information that also gets sent directly to your Farmingdale email. If you have not yet logged onto your Farmingdale email, you should be doing that very, very soon. Another way to access important information is by clicking on the top right here. You'll notice that there are 69 different notifications. If you click on this drop down, you will see that right there they are all listed for you to then go through and read up on the important information. It is yellow when you haven't read it, and it is gray when you have read the courses or the information for that course. Other important information to know about Blackboard is on your left-hand column here. You will see several different tabs here: SUNY Online, Student Orientation, Online Services, and Campus Services. Campus Services is going to house very important information like the Writing Center and tutoring. Tutoring and the Writing Center are still available regardless of in-person or remote learning, which is very important to be mindful of. Online services will also include the bookstore, mental health services, health and wellness. All that is still accessible to you as a Farmingdale student. For those of you that have been contacted by your professor stating that you'll be taking your remote classes via Blackboard Collaborate, there are a couple different ways that this might present itself. Usually the professor will post the link in perhaps a week-by-week view of the class. Another way, here let me shift gears for just a second. This is what another Blackboard page might look like. Again, each professor is going to set this up very differently from one another, but in purposes of Blackboard Collaborate, you'll notice for this class it is actually listed here as its own tab. When it is listed as an own tab, it brings you to an entire section of available courses. Now, important to note, it will not be yet available until the date the professor intended it to be so. So if it starts August 31st at 4:30, it will not be available until August 31st at about 4:15. So you're going to go back to that link and click it there. Another place to locate the Blackboard Collaborate link, if it is not listed here directly, would be under Tools. And it should be right here listed as Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. This will again present you with the same set of courses that were once available here, but now if the link is not there, you just go through Tools and you are listed as Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. Again, each professor is going to set this up a little bit differently and look a little bit differently. Contacting your professor is by far the best and easiest way to get this information correct. There are several other tools and features found under this as well. If you ever wanted to access your grades or anything like that, this is also a very good page to become quite familiar with. If you do have any questions of what your Blackboard is supposed to look like, please feel free to set up an appointment with your RAM advisor, and then we'll be able to go over this with you in detail to make sure that you are set up for the first day of classes.